Hi, everyone. We're just waiting for Ginny, a program lead for this program, to join us to dive into an introduction. Thanks for everyone for joining the info session today. My name is Mark Friesen. I'm Executive Director of Charitable Programming, and I'm playing a support role as we launch this program, which we're very excited to pilot. And I see Ginny's camera is just coming in. She's going to be the one leading us through the session today. And when she does join, she'll be beginning with an overview of some key logistical items to be mindful of for your participation today. So we'll just hold tight for one moment and give her a chance for her camera to load. And yes, glad to see many of you have discovered the chat box, where Ginny's also joining us, which is perfect. We will be using the chat box for questions once we've gone through an overview of the program that may come up, or comments about what you're hearing for this pilot. And then there is a point during the session as well where we'll be launching a bit of a poll to get your feedback on some things related to Microsoft Office and Microsoft Word in particular, to inform our approach for the program. Okay, so just going to get everyone to hold tight. I don't want to go any further because there's some key items that Ginny's going to go over at the outset. So I'll turn my camera off for the moment and ask everybody just to hold tight while we get underway. Okay, got a note from Ginny. Looks like she's getting her computer to work. So let's do some fun interactive things while we're waiting. We've got exams next week. If you can use the chat box. On a scale from 1 to 10, how are you feeling about exams next week? So 10 is you're completely prepared and excited to write your exams. 1 is you have a lot of work to do to get ready for your exams next week. So in the chat box, 1 to 10, how you feel in your prep for exams next week? Oh, and a question about how long the session will be. We only anticipate this will be about 45 minutes.
Hi, can everyone hear me now?
Yes. Hello, Jenny. Welcome.
I am. Thank you so much for your patience. You see, no matter how prepared you are for something, things like this can happen. It's very important. I'm sure you've been in a classroom like this before where the teachers are so excited to share something new with you, and all of a sudden the technology is not working with them. So this is how it's like, and then this is live, but we'll get through it. So I can't wait to get started with everybody. I love what Mark is doing with you. and getting you to put in numbers. I'm seeing some familiar names in the chat. Hi, people. Yeah, I think we're going to go and get started because we're running a little bit late. So, my name is Ginny. I'm the Applied Skills Program Coordinator. Some of you might also know me as the Dean of ELC as well. Before we start, I just want to quickly mention a few housekeeping items. As you can see, this session is being recorded. So if you miss any details or would like to share with a friend, you will be able to do that. I understand that we're getting closer to final exam week and you have a lot on your plate right now. And there is a Q&A section to the right, just beside the chat. So feel free to type in any questions you may have during the presentation. Some of your questions might be answered during the presentation, but I will save some time at the end to go over any questions you might have. If I don't get to your question, feel free to send me an email or message me on Microsoft Teams, and I will get back to you. And that's it. So we're officially going to get started now. Thank you so much for your patience. So for today, I would like Mark to speak a little bit about the International Center for Student Success and why this program was created. And from there, I will give you an overview of our first project in the Applied Skills Program, the type of students we're looking for, and the nitty gritty details like the application and the deadline and so on. So now I will hand over my virtual mic to Mark.
Great, thanks, Jenny. I'll keep this part a bit shorter so you can dive in quickly to the details about the program. The short story is Columbia College, as some of you know, is a nonprofit society and a charity. And so as a charity, we can do things differently. And because of that, in 2019, society members and the Board of Governors made a decision to expand and grow charitable programs that we do for both students and the community where we're located. So on the website, you'll notice a change recently. There's now a new tab called Charitable Programs and a number of programs under there. And the short of it is there's 3 new centers that are going to deliver programs out of our charitable programming and that decision to expand different supports for students. One of them is this, the International Center for Student Success. This is really taking our unique, world-renowned Student Services Center and expanding the number of supports that they provide. So we have a great history with counselors and advisors, career advisors, support staff in the Student Services Center, as well as the Learning Center. And we're just expanding the number of services and supports available. And so one of those programs under the Center for Student Success is this Essential Technology Workplace Skills, equipping students to really get additional skills that will support their long-term success, both in academics and in the workforce long-term. So that's really where this center comes from, and the addition of these of programs like the one that we're talking about today.
Thank you so much, Mark. Now we have a better understanding of our charitable initiatives. Now, before I start, I have a few questions for you. So I would like everybody to go to the poll section on the right of the page. So where you've accessed the chat, please go to the poll tab, and we're going to start with the very first poll today. And the question I have for you right now is, why are you attending the session today? So please go ahead and click on the poll tab and let me see. Why are you here today? And I'll give you maybe 10 to 20 seconds to put in your response. Okay, I can already see the results coming in. And so far, the majority of you are saying that you want to learn Microsoft Word for both school and work. And I love how there are now 3 people saying that I saw the word free. Yes, we want to be able to get your attention with the word free. I love your honesty. Okay, great. We have 22 responses so far. I'll give you 5 more seconds because we also have other questions coming in. Okay, great. It looks like over half of the people are hoping to learn Microsoft Word for both school and work. Then I would say you are in the right place. Now, on to my second question. How do you feel about your Microsoft Office skill? Would you say that you're pretty new, or would you say that you're pretty comfortable with it, or would you say that you're really good at it? Now we're seeing the results coming in. Seems to be a 50-50 split between the students or staff that are fairly new and the ones who are, I can get stuff done, but I might need to Google a few functions here and there. And we have one ask me anything person in the crowd. That's excellent. Oh, now we have two. That's excellent. I'll give you 5 more seconds before we move on to the last question. Okay, it looks like about over half of you are fairly good with Microsoft Word, but you still need to look up a few functions from time to time. Now, on to our very last question for the day. This is a really important one, so make sure you pick your answer very carefully. Will you be or continue to be a Columbia College student next year? Yay, I love the yeses coming in. If you haven't decided, now is the time. Look at all the yeses. All right, it looks like the majority of you will be students next year. That's really, really important. And you're about to find out why. Perfect. Thank you so much for joining the poll. We're going to continue with the session.
And Jenny, just as you go to
Yeah.
the next slide, I'll
Mhm.
just highlight. There's a lot of people commenting they can hear you very well, but some not so
Okay.
much. So if you just keep speaking slowly, you're doing a great job of that.
Okay.
And then keeping the mic as close to your mouth as possible. It's coming through fine for me, and some others are saying they can't hear it, but just there's a couple folks that are hearing a frequency. So
Okay.
keep going though, and just keep talking slowly because it's I think
Okay.
that's what we can do. So that's great.
Is it better now? I've moved my mic closer to me.
For me, yes, I noticed a difference there just now. So
Okay.
hopefully
I
it's like nice
will I
for
will keep doing
others.
this.
Great. And
Okay.
on that note, I will depart and leave you to it, Jenny. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So, applied skills program. Now, when we were talking about practical skills that students need for school and for the workplace, Microsoft Office was one of the very first ideas that came to mind. So, yes, we're starting with Microsoft Word as our very first skill, but you'll notice that there is a plus sign at the end because there's always more to it. Now, because this is our very first pilot project, we're going to start small with a cohort of 10 students beginning in winter 2021. You might be thinking to yourself, what, just 10? Yes, sorry, just 10 to begin with, but please don't close the window just yet. This is just the beginning. We will be introducing another pilot cohort in the summer semester, so be sure to stay connected with us for more updates. Now, if you're one of the very special students selected for this program, this is what things may look like. You will be asked to complete required modules over the course of this 8-week program, similar to how you would complete assignments for your flex courses. We will stay in touch and meet regularly online for check ins, exchange ideas, and support one another. In addition to Microsoft Word, we will also explore other tools that might interest you like PowerPoints, for example. Here's the really fun part. At the end of the course, you will be able to demonstrate your understanding through a final assessment. If you pass the final assessment, you will get a digital badge. Think of it like a digital award or certificate that you can show off to people on your social network profile. This is an excellent way for you to show your future employees that you have acquired a particular set of skills and skills using Microsoft Office. Um, they're definitely one of the essential skill sets that employers are looking for today. If you want to take things even further, you can also go out and complete the official Microsoft Office Specialist exam and get certified by Microsoft. Now, if you stay connected and put in good effort throughout the 8 weeks, you'll be a much happier Microsoft Office user at the end. And you get to do the happy dance. Right now, though, that's probably not the greatest idea because you're supposed to social distance. Now, you might have noticed the name SimNet on my previous slides. This is the platform we will be using for the Microsoft Office modules. You can see here that is similar to CAMS or Moodle, but it's a little bit more colorful. You will see weekly assignments and projects to complete on the platform. I also want to highlight the fact that you will have lifetime access to the resources on SimNet. You can always go back and practice something you might have forgotten or try more challenging unit that we might not get to within the 8-week period. I hope you can see this as a way that the college is investing you and your lifelong learning. Now, here's a sample exercise of what you would do as part of the weekly modules. You will see a description of the skills to learn, and to the left, you will see Show Me, Guide Me, and Let Me Try. Show Me is really just a demonstration video, but I think Guide Me and Let Me Try are the highlights of this platform. You will be given a sample document to work with, and under Guide Me, you can just click around the system and it will prompt you whether you're doing the right thing or you need to click something different. Okay. Now, Let Me Try is when you're really on your own and you're completing an actual task without assistance. The whole process is highly interactive, and I think you will find the platform really easy to use. Let's do a quick recap of what I've just talked about. So, 10 students starting in January 2021 for the first 8 weeks of the winter semester, and you're expected to spend about 4 to 5 hours a week. Now, the time spent could be used for learning modules on your own or with a friend, completing assignments, having live or other forms of discussion, doing projects, reflecting what you've learned, and so on. The 8 week length is an expectation, but the reality is that we want to keep things flexible for you. So you can take more time if you need it, but just keep in mind that the semester can get quite busy towards the end. And you're doing this program on top of your regular classes. And that's why we've decided to make things earlier on in the semester. Now, this is the challenging part. Because this is the first time we're running this program and because it's a pilot project, we want to make some pretty strict guidelines for the kind of students we're choosing. So, again, I've said this before and I will say this again. If you do not fit the profile this time, please send me an email or just message me and let me know that you want to stay connected. And you will be the first ones to know about future opportunities. At the same time, if you're one of the 10 people chosen, the success of this program and whether we can offer it to more students in the future really depend on you, okay? The pressure is on. Just kidding. So let's see. I want to focus on two key points here. We want students that are that are very motivated to complete this program, which means you would do the work, you would participate actively, and you would interact with other students and me, and you have a very clear goal that you want to get the digital credential at the end of this program. Just remember, this program is as meaningful to you as the amount of effort you put in. We also need somebody that's not already a master in Microsoft Office. I know this might sound like a given, but this program is meant for beginners. So if you already know how to make beautiful reports, tables, headings, pictures, all the fun stuff, then I would be happy to refer you to more advanced resources. But we would like to reserve the spots for students that truly need some help learning the basics. I really want to emphasize these two things because we want to support the students in need right now. I would be so happy at the end of this program if someone would come and tell me that they were new to the computer, they were struggling with Microsoft Word, but hey, look at what they can do now. Now, a couple more of the technical details. You need to be in the university transfer or associate degree program with an English level of 099 or higher. So, this means that if you're in English 098 this semester and you pass the course, you will be eligible. I know that there are high school students and ELC students in the audience, and you know how much I want to support you. But as a pilot project, we are starting small. The goal is to eventually support everybody. Now, you also need to have a cumulative GPA of 2 or higher, which also means that you cannot be on academic probation. And this also cannot be your first semester at Columbia College because we want to give you a bit more time to get used to online learning first. Now, I've already talked about how you need to spend a few hours a week for this program, so please don't overload your schedule. If you're like me, I'm the kind of person that would be like, bring it on, I can do it all. Sometimes it works, but what happens more often is that you start to lose focus and you don't do as well in some things. Now, I'm going through a lot of information here, so please bear with me. We're almost done. The application portal will be released soon, likely this weekend. And for those of you attending live today, you will receive the link first by email. You will be asked to fill out an online form. And once I receive your submission, I will email you additional instructions on the assessment test. Okay. I think the name is a little misleading because it's not really a test, like you need to get a 60% or higher. In fact, you will have a choice of two types of assessments that you can complete. It's really just for me to get a better idea of what you already know. Just keep in mind that both parts of the application needs to be submitted to me by the end of December 16th. So if you or someone you know are so stressed about final exams right now, don't worry about it. Rest assured that you have a few more days after the final exams to get your applications in. Once I review the application, I will contact the shortlisted students over the semester break for short online interview. And the final candidates will be notified by January 4th before the start of the semester. Okay, now thank you so much for listening to all the information. I'm going to go over to the chat section now and see if you have any questions for me. I'll do my best to answer your questions, but please keep in mind that this is a pilot project and that there will be things that I don't have an answer for right away, simply because we're still working out some of the details and that we're still trying to improve the program as we go. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm just checking out the chat right now. I have a question from Revneet about what about the students who are graduating this semester? Now, first of all, congratulations. Um, Congratulations on graduating from Columbia College. Unfortunately, like what Trisha said below, thank you, Trisha, you will need to be a registered student to take part in this program. And same with Kriti. I think you had the same question. Yes. So again, congratulations. Unfortunately, we need current and enrolled students to take part in the program. Now, Sakshi said you can't hear me. Can you hear me better now? Okay, and I have a question from Girveer. Can we join this program from India? Absolutely. So if you have been joining your online courses from your country, you can definitely join this program. It will be fully online. So yeah, absolutely. And I have a question from Makti. Since there are limited spots, will this be done again in the future? Yes. So, like I said, for sure, we have something else planned for the summer semester as well. So, stay tuned for that. And we also have other mini projects in planning that I will share with you as they come together. So, definitely stay in touch. So, Makti, if you don't make it this time, but we don't know. Obviously, I hope that you can make it, but if you don't, definitely send me an email or send me a message and we'll stay in touch. Okay, are there any other questions? In Holly, yes. So the session will be recorded, so you can definitely watch it afterward. And I will send an email with all the attendees to follow up as well. So you will get to watch the recording and you will also receive the application form by email. And Inderjeet, I think we've answered that question earlier. You have to be a registered student to take part in this program. Hi, Marcus. So you want to know more about what will be taught in the course? Yes, this course is for beginners. So that's why in the application process, you will have to submit an assessment task for me to get a feel of what you already know. Okay, I have another question from Karen Breed. In my last semester, I have less than 2 GPA. If I get more than 2 in the current semester, would I be able to join? We will be looking at your cumulative GPA. So, not just your current or past semester. So, we're looking at the cumulative, but you're certainly encouraged to apply. Okay, I will stick around for a few more minutes and see if there are any other questions. I really appreciate the questions coming in. You're welcome, Karen Preet. Yeah, if any questions come up later on, I understand that this is a lot of information all at once. If you think of something, say over the weekend or over the next few days, feel free to send me a message on Microsoft Teams or just send me an email, and then I can provide more information as well. Okay, if there are no other questions, then I think that's it for us today. Thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing your applications. Thank you.